Welcome to TriTech University. My name is Bill Steppen, and today we're going to wrap up our month of September's live stream broadcasts with a discussion on sales discounts, how you can set those sales discounts up, what types of discounts are available to you within the AIM system, and how you can take advantage of those. As always, over to the right-hand side, I think this way, right-hand side of the screen, is the option to click to the chat tab, and then from there down at the bottom, go ahead and click that nickname button, and go ahead and type in your name and then say hi and let me know that you're here and present. That's going to be how you can ask any questions throughout the course of this broadcast, so that way I can make sure to get those answered here for you. Let's go ahead, and as always, we will switch over to my copy of TriTech AIM, my TriTech University system here, and we will start to explore some of these concepts. So even without setting anything up, you always have the ability to do straight up sales discounts on the fly in point of sale. I'm just hopping into a quick sale session here, and over here on the left hand side of the screen you have, it's really hard to kind of see, but it's hovering over this scissors button, and there's a quick link to what's called a discounts menu. On this discounts menu, if I can shrink this down a little bit so that you can see the available buttons, these are in your system by default. And these have some quick functions for doing line item discounts, either as a dollar amount or as a percentage on either the current item you've already keyed into the sale or the next item that you're about to add. You can also do blanket discount amounts, either as a whole dollar amount or as a percentage. That gets spread across the entirety of whatever you have added to the sale. And then you also have what are called back-in total functions. A back-in is where you're not so much concerned about the percentage or the dollar value that you're discounting. It's more about the final total. So if you have, let's say, 5, 7, 10, a multitude of line items on the sale, and that comes out to, let's say, a little over $100, and the customer says, well, shoot, all I have is $100 in my pocket. Will you work with me? Maybe you say yes, and what you could do is you could click this back into total button. That will then ask for the final total, in which case we would say $100, and it would go back and it would do a line item discount so that the total of all those items plus the tax comes out to your final tally that you desire. If you would prefer to add the tax on after that, you would simply click this back into total no tax button. So those are there by default. You could certainly move these buttons to the main point of sale screen if you so desire. But what I want to talk about really as the majority of today's session is the ability to have the system do some discounts on your behalf. And there's basically three ways of doing that. We have what are called volume discounts, mix and match discounts, and sales parameters. So let's define what these all are. In your inventory maintenance area, you can go in and you can set up what are called volume discounts. A volume discount is where you have a specific SKU, and when you sell a specific multiple quantity of that SKU, AIM will automatically figure what the discount should be based on your parameters. So let's go ahead and pick on good old RT14 here, my valve oil. Let's say that I've got this already set up here where it's got add a quantity of 2 where the normal price is $3.95. I have this overriding to sell it at a new price each of $3.50. Now, this is one way of doing a volume discount. I could add multiple levels to this volume discount. Let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to click the Add button here, and so they sell $3.95 individually. When I get to 2 or more, they sell for $3.50. Let's say if I get to 10 or more, I want to do an entirely new price level. I could do that, and then down below I could specify which price level I want to pick. I could switch to minimum price or price A, B, or C. I could even, if I so desired, go to the retail price. Our price is an option here. If you're not normally using our price, maybe you want to switch to that. So it's up to you if that is what you want to do. You also have the price each, as I also mentioned, and then you have a different option called percent off. A percent off will basically ask for a percentage off of the original amount. So let's go ahead and maybe say that this is 25% when we get to 10 or more. So in essence, of that normally $4, $3.95, it would want to take a quarter off. So in other words, an entire dollar off at each. So basically at $10, it would come down to $3 even, or roughly thereabouts. I'm doing some rounding in my head. So 10 of those would normally sell at that point then for around $30 if I were to set this up. Individually, they'd sell for $3.95. At 2 or more, they sell for $3.50, and then at 10 or more, they basically sell for around $3. So you can have as many different volume discounts as you want on any given SKU. The caveat to a volume discount is it is limited to one SKU. So if you have a situation where your customer says, well, I want to buy these valve oils, but I also want to buy these valve oils, or whatever the product is, and still take advantage of that discount, this is limited to the specific SKU. So that is where mix and match discounts come into play. So let's go ahead and exit out of here for the moment, and let's start to talk a little bit about mix and match. Back in maintenance and inventory, about two-thirds of the way down or so, you will find the mix and match maintenance. And you can set up as many of these templates as you so desire. They are, if you're going to want to think of them as templates, because ultimately what you're going to do is you're going to apply a given mix and match template to 2 or more SKUs within your system. So let's call this the build a 6-pack mix and match one. The quantity that we're going to require is going to be 6. And then we have our choices of discount types. We have, again, the percentage discount. We have an amount that we could discount. We could set a specific price, and we could do a percentage of discount on just the minimum quantity. So let's keep it simple. Let's just do a straight percentage discount, and let's say that the percentage is going to be 15%. Now when it comes to ordering, this is basically just how the discounts are going to be applied. You can kind of see when I hover over that, it's got some pop-up text with that. You've got 2 choices here when it comes to ordering. You could do by invoice order or by lowest prices. What does that mean? It says when additional items above the mix and match quantity required are invoiced, you can apply those discounts in this order. This would typically be used to discount your lower priced items first. So if you wanted it to act in that manner, you would choose by lowest prices. So that's basically the idea with that. I see that Devin is mentioning it would be great if we could have a volume discount type of cost or cost plus percentage, and we do have the ability to do a cost plus percentage option. It's not at the volume discount level. That's more at a customer discount, which if we have the time here, Devin, I will go ahead and we'll take a look at that near the end. But if you do want to see about adding something like that, then by all means, my recommendation would be to give our support team a call and let them know, hey, we'd like to see an option for cost or cost plus percentage at the volume discount level. And all they could do is say no. At the very least, they're going to consider it and see if that's a possibility, which I imagine it would be, but I'm not in development. So that is the idea of mix and match. So let's just go ahead and let's save this. The way that you apply these to your SKUs then is back at the SKUs themselves. And again, you could set up as many different mix and match templates as you so desire. Let's just jump straight into, let's use display inventory. I'm just going to search my inventory here since I don't remember all exactly the different SKUs I have. Let's choose RT10 and RT71 as my two SKUs I'm going to apply that to. So let's go ahead and select this first one, and we'll not change SKU details. I want the edit button. This will take us into change inventory, and over here at the third tab, the location tab, I'll do this for my Dubuque location. You can see that over here on the right, again, it might be a little hard to see. I could zoom in if necessary, but you could basically click this mix and match button, and it will ask you which mix and match templates are you going to apply. And I'm just going to go ahead and select the build a 6-pack one. Going to hit save on that, save that in entirety. Maybe I'll do it at the Iowa City location as well. So we'll save that. And you can see it's now displaying the build a 6-pack mix and match there on both of those. Let's go ahead and save that, and then we'll do the same thing at RT71, my fingerboard oil. So we will come back in here, we'll do the same thing, we'll select that and save that for Dubuque as well as the Iowa City location. So then at point of sale, the way that this would look, let's just hop back into a quick sale. Let's add 3 RT10s. So you can see those are coming in for a total of $840. And now let's add 3 RT71s. Actually, you know what? Let's add 2 of RT71s. You can see that those are coming in at $990. As soon as I add one more of either of those, let's do one more of the RT10. Watch the amounts up here. You can see that as soon as I added that 6th one, it has automatically applied that percentage discount. So now it's going to go ahead and say that this is going to come out to a total of $19.20, which is going to be that 15% off of the normal value of all of those. While we're here, let's do the RT14. You can see that that's coming in at $395. If I add a second one, you can see it is now starting to apply that discount. So it's coming out to that $350 each. And I didn't save it back at the volume discounts, but if I kept on going all the way to a 10 and I had that percentage off of 25% applied, we would see that happen in real time. So yeah, you can basically set all these up and let the system do the math for you. Now, the most complex one of these volume discounts, of these discount parameters, is what is known as sale parameters. Sale parameters are something where you have a certain period in time where you want the system to automatically figure out what your discounts should be. This is typically thought of best in the form of holiday sales. Things like, well, upcoming very soon here, we're going to be getting into the holiday season. So you've got things like Black Friday, Small Business Saturday, Cyber Monday. You've got all the sales leading up to the Christmas season and the holiday season. You've got the you've got Halloween. You've got and I'm just kind of thinking of one particular kind of what I'll maybe think of as my traditional Anglo-Saxon holidays, but whatever holidays you want to celebrate, doesn't really matter. The system can accommodate those. So the way that you set those up is underneath your modules and inventory menu, and you would go to what are called establish sale parameters. And of course I clicked on the wrong thing because I moved my mouse. Let's try that again. So when you come into establish sale parameters, you've got these 3 tabs, and we're working primarily on the first 2. The first tab, it's going to ask for the sale range, if you will. You could set this up in 2 ways. You could set it up either as a straight beginning date and time and end date and time, or if you would prefer, we could make it be a recurring sale. So it's going to ask then for the begin date and end date, and then what days of the week and what times of those days should the sale occur. So a recurring sale might be, let's say, every Friday during the month of October. You want to have something happen. It's like a TGIF sale or whatever you want to call it. you can notice we're not really asking for any names or labels. We're just establishing a sale that we're going to ultimately then apply some discounts to. But once you've kind of established what it's going to be, and we'll just set up something quick here where we'll say it's going to be tomorrow through the end of the month. We're going to do a 2-day end of the month sale. On the second tab, then, you can start to flesh out what products you want to have included in the sale and what those discounts on those products would be. Now, you might find yourself actually doing this a couple of times over. As you make saves to this screen, it will essentially just keep you on this screen and then ask for additional details. But let's say that we're going to say that anything at any location from any manufacturer, and we want it to be inventory transactions that are going to be in my apparel category. I want those to be, let's say, let's just go ahead and we'll just keep it simple. We're going to do a percentage of the hour price. We're going to make it be discount percent. Let's say it's going to be 80%. So 80% of the normal hour price. So then basically we would then proceed with that. And you can see that it took me back to the first tab. It's kept the dates here, and then I could come back over here and I could continue to add additional products ultimately into that sale parameter. As I do that, it's building that out. I can come over here to the maintenance area where I can see underneath inventory the maintain sale parameters, and let's just go ahead and refresh this. Maybe I actually have to go ahead and exit all the way out of that, but let's go ahead and add one more set of data. Let's say that anything in the bike accessories category, they're going to be, let's just switch it to a different price level. And let's say that they're all going to be at price level A, and then I would proceed with that. So basically it's building those out. Now I might not even have any products in the apparel category. It's probably why it didn't actually show anything over there. I'm pretty sure I've got some products in the bike accessories category. Yep, there we go. We can see that these handlebar bags and whatnot, they're going to have that new price level there. So basically it's just all about fleshing out those details and essentially telling the system what you want to have happen when these date and times occur. So in essence, by doing this, as soon as that begin time hits, so in my case 12 a.m. on September 29th, these items will start to sell at that price level A. And of course, I don't have anything in price level A, so they're going to sell at $0. But that will happen all the way until the end time, which in this case is September 30th at 11:59 p.m. No matter what computer terminal you're at, anything basically that happens at both of these locations, location 1 and location 2, as long as these SKUs are being sold, they will be selling at that new price point, in this case, that price level A. So that's essentially the idea of price levels now, or sales parameters. You might have noticed that back over here, there is an option to import a price. And when you import a price, you can click this button here to import essentially an Excel spreadsheet, and it's going to let you know what you need to have in that spreadsheet. So if you really want to take the time to create a highly elaborate sale parameter, you can set that up in a spreadsheet where column A is going to be basically the SKU, column B would be the location code, column C would be the category number, column D would be the subcategory number, and column E would be the sale price. So that's basically the idea behind importing those. Outside of the importing, you can just come in here and you can choose the options again of discount percentage, selecting a different sales price level, entering in a price as a price override, or doing a cost up percentage. And then getting back to Devin's question on cost percentages, there's one other way that you can have the system do automatic sales discounts, and that is based on customers. So you could set up customers. If we go to the customer defaults area here in maintenance, let's say that you've got a specialty type of customer. Let's call them VIP customers. So we're going to add them as their own customer type here. Let's just say that they get open item billing. They are cycle A. We're going to call them VIP customers. And technically, you could set this up in a couple of different ways. I think I talk about this slightly in a customer webinar or recording. You could either do straight up percentages for certain inventory types, such as accessories or serialized or media. You could even do non-inventory or short-term rental discounts if that's your bag. If you're doing service tickets and they get automatic percentage discounts on labor, you can do that. But Devin was asking if there's a way to do cost or cost plus dollar percentages or cost plus percentage options. Right now, that is basically here at the customer default option. So let's say that these particular customers get that cost plus percentage. So you can see here we've got percentage off or cost plus percentage. Let's say that they get that on, let's just say access to my driving range. So basically I will just say that that cost plus percentage is 20%. So whatever my normal percent is or whatever my normal price is on that sales within that category, it's going to just do that. Well, actually, that's not really applicable for a driving range. That's a non-inventory. Let's say it's going to be furniture. They get cost plus 20% on furniture. So by hitting save on that, that tells the system anytime a customer who is a VIP customer, that particular default, they would then get that 20% above the cost, not necessarily down from our price or retail or anything like that. They would get that at that 20% above the cost on anything within the furniture category. So that's kind of the idea there. Again, Devin, if you would like to see about whether or not that could be added as an option at the volume discount level, definitely give our support team a call and let them know. You can either call them direct or you can use our new function where you can manage your support cases right within AIM. This is something that you might want to do because you could come in here and you could then on this screen, you could use the add button here to ask for a feature request and then just go ahead and lay out the details there in the comments section, and that will go right into our computer systems. If they have any follow-up questions on that, they'll reach back out to you. And for everyone here in attendance, this is a great little function that you can use not only for keeping up with your existing support cases with our tech support team, but as you can see, to add new cases or to follow up on older cases. So I figured I'd just mention that there since Devin did have the inquiry. I see that Trevor also has a question. Is there an easy way to designate one or more SKUs to have a clearance price that doesn't have an end date? So let me just make sure I'm understanding the question here. So is there an easy way to designate one or more SKUs to have a clearance price that doesn't have an end date? Trevor, I'm going to, and let me know if I'm wrong, but it sounds to me like basically these are products that you are looking to phase out, and you don't know how long it might take, but you want the system to automatically basically add on a discount at the point of sale, regardless of the quantity, whether it's just selling one or selling multiple. And if that is the case, I've never really tried it, but let's go ahead and just try it live. That's the beauty of live television, of live broadcasts, right? Let's go ahead and let's set up a volume discount for one of my SKUs. Let's find a SKU that I don't normally use. Let's do the What are all the products that I have here? Let's do the trombone mouthpiece. So let's select that. And let's just go ahead and put the quantity at 1. And let's say we're going to do 10% off. So we'll go ahead and we'll save that. So they normally are at $29.95, and the SKU is HE270. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and just try that out here. So it does look like you can actually do a volume discount of 1. So Trevor, I don't know if that would be helpful or not, but it appears that if that is in fact what you're looking to accomplish, to basically have a SKU have a discount at point of sale regardless of its quantity, you could set up that volume discount with the quantity of 1. And then no matter how many of those you sell, it will basically, you can see as I keep on adding more and more of those, it just keeps on tacking on that 20% or 10% or whatever percent off that whatever it was that I did there. So yeah. Hopefully this has been helpful. If there are any other questions about volume discounts or sales discounts, let me know. I do want to go ahead and just talk a little bit about the upcoming live stream broadcast schedule for the month of October. It's going to be a little bit up in the air. I finally was able to try and hammer out my schedule for the month, so it's going to fray a little slightly from my normal second and fourth Tuesday and third Thursday. We're actually going to kick things off next week. I'm going to do a broadcast on Thursday, October 7th, and that's going to be on backup methods and procedures. From there, I'm actually going to need to push the next one out all the way until Friday, October 22nd. And then the next one after that, the third broadcast of the month, will be on Tuesday, October 26th. Those last two broadcasts, I'm still going to work on what those topics might be. I see a huge number of options, of suggestions in the polling area. That is awesome. Thank you so much for all of your submissions. You've still got a couple of days until the end of the month, so feel free to make some additional suggestions if you think of any, and I will take all of those into consideration for those last two broadcasts, and for what it's worth, going into the following months, into November and December as well. So awesome. Hopefully this has been helpful. In case you're there, Trevor, I see Devin is letting you know that he actually has been using the established sales parameters function, and he just sets the end date to the year 2100. So that is an option as well. I didn't even think about that. Thank you so much, Devin. This is exactly why I love this chat option. It gives you the opportunity to share some ideas that might be helpful for other AIM users out there in the wild. So. By the way, that is also a great use of our forums. If you are on our Platinum maintenance level, you have exclusive access to our user forums, where you can then go right into AIM, you can log into the forum, and you can pitch topics on anything you want to discuss with your fellow AIM users from around the country and around the world. So definitely take advantage of that. We here at TriTech, I mean, we wrote the software. We've been in this game for 30 plus years now, going on 40, and we know a lot. But when it comes down to just the software in the trenches, it's you guys out there, you guys and gals that are actually using the program on that day-to-day basis, giving us the feedback on what you think the software should actually do, or ways that we can improve it for everyone's benefit. So in cases where it makes sense to share those ideas, that is exactly the use of the forum. So definitely take advantage of that if you're on the Platinum level of maintenance. And if you're not on the Platinum level of maintenance, give our sales team a call, because there's more benefits than just that exclusive access to the forums. There's automatic discounts on future version releases. There's all kinds of different things that we give you for the benefit of that top tier maintenance platform. So that's all the time that I have for today. If there are any other questions regarding sales discounts, give our support team a call, or just send me an email. You can reach out to me directly at training@tritechretail.com. If you're looking for any personalized training, let me know. We've got reasonable rates for both online and also on-site training at your facilities. That's actually why the October schedule was kind of a little up in the air. I had to plan around that. But yeah, anything we can do to help you take advantage of your AIM system, that's what we're here for. We want to see you succeed. So thanks so much for all of your attention, and we will be seeing you next week to kick off the spooky month, the month of October. All right. Hope you all can make it a great day, and we will see you soon. Take care.